Have you ever noticed how people can sometimes be insincere? It's a tough truth. Here it is. Eventually, most people will disappoint you. This isn't because the world is out to get you, but simply due to human nature. Before you let frustration take over, consider this. How often have you anticipated someone acting a certain way, only to find out their priorities differ from yours? Stoic philosophy teaches us a valuable lesson here. We can't control other people, but we can control our reactions to them. Rather than wearing yourself out trying to change others, it's more productive to accept that they won't always meet your expectations. Although it's challenging, the sooner you come to terms with these difficult truths, the better you'll be able to handle them and enjoy life. For instance, time is relentless. No matter how hard you try, clock keeps ticking, and moments slip away like grains of sand. You might find yourself wishing that the people around you could align with your expectations or act in a way that doesn't hurt you. But here's a hard truth. Neither time nor people will pause or change to fit your needs. People often disappoint us not out of malice, but simply because they act according to their own interests and limitations. For example, expecting a friend to remain the same after they've shifted their priorities is setting yourself up for disappointment. It's like trying to stop a storm from raining simply because you don't want to get wet. Despite your wishes, the storm will continue on its path. You might believe you can influence others with your advice, patience, affection, but often you're dealing with forces beyond your control. Accepting that people won't adjust to your desires is as crucial as learning to navigate a rough river without expecting the waters to calm just because you wish them to. If you want to improve your life, focus on realigning your expectations and finding ways to navigate through life's challenges without depleting yourself in the process. So, how can you come to terms with these harsh truths without letting them be painful? Stoic philosophy provides a useful perspective. Concentrate on what you can control and accept what you cannot. Rather than expecting others to change, focus on how you respond to their actions and adapt your life to keep moving forward despite their behavior. Life can often feel like a series of obstacles and disappointments, much like encountering an unexpected detour on your journey. While these detours can be frustrating, they don't have to derail your progress. Instead, they offer an opportunity to find a more efficient path forward. Similarly, in dealing with people and their limitations, the key is to accept them as they are, rather than wasting energy trying to change them. The trick is to redirect your focus away from changing others and towards enhancing your own resilience. By adjusting your expectations and accepting people's limitations, you prevent yourself from being bogged down by their actions. Time doesn't wait for anyone, and neither should you. It's healthier to focus on what you can control and make the most of the time you have. As Mario Alonso Puig aptly puts it, life doesn't pause for us to wait for others to change. It continues to move forward at the same relentless pace as time itself. Suffering is an inevitable part of life, but how you handle it is entirely up to you. Rather than viewing every challenge or hardship as a personal affront, consider it a lesson or an opportunity for growth. Think of life as hosting a grand party where suffering is an uninvited guest. You can't avoid its arrival, whether it's due to a difficult workday or a rocky relationship. The true challenge isn't the suffering itself, but how you choose to react to it. Stoic philosophy teaches that while we can't control external events, we can control our responses. This perspective allows you to transform chaos into a chance for growth. To handle life's challenges better, first accept that people will inevitably disappoint you and complicate your life. Treat these disappointments like ingredients in a recipe that don't always mix well. Instead of getting frustrated with the outcome, adjust your approach, set clear boundaries, communicate effectively, and remember that your well-being doesn't depend on others meeting your expectations. When faced with conflicts or disappointments, try to view them not as personal attacks, but as opportunities to learn. If a friend lets you down, reflect on what the situation can teach you about trust or reliance on others. Consider suffering as an emotional workout. It's challenging, but builds your strength over time. Just as a tough trainer pushes you to improve, suffering can drive personal growth if you handle it constructively. So, the next time suffering knocks on your door, don't succumb to panic or victimhood. Remember that you have the power to choose your response. Life may present numerous challenges, but how you react can transform these difficulties into valuable lessons and opportunities for growth. Instead of feeling trapped by life's challenges, consider viewing them as opportunities for growth. As the Stoics remind us, we can't avoid the storms of life, but we can learn to dance in the rain. When suffering strikes, remember that while it is inevitable, how you respond is entirely up to you. Are you ready to take control of your reactions? Not everyone will be a fan of you. You might have envisioned yourself as a beloved figure, like Steve Jobs or Messi, if only people truly understood you. Here's a hard truth. Not everyone will like you, and that's perfectly okay. There's no secret formula to make everyone adore you. Imagine being at a party where most are captivated by you, but one person criticizes your style. Do you hide away, upset? No, you continue to enjoy the party. Life isn't about being the hero in everyone's story. As the Stoics teach us, others' opinions are beyond our control. Worrying about universal approval is like trying to catch water with your bare hands. As Epictetus wisely said, don't stress over what you can't control. If you face criticism, treat it like a brief rain shower. Annoying, but not fatal. In business, companies know that not every customer will buy their product. They focus on those who are genuinely interested. Why should your personal life be any different? If someone isn't interested in knowing you, don't waste energy trying to change their mind. Instead, concentrate on those who do appreciate you. Think of yourself as a brand. Not everyone needs to be a customer. Imagine Apple trying to convince everyone to buy an iPhone. It's absurd. Similarly, you should focus on those who value your qualities, rather than trying to win over those who don't. Accepting that not everyone will like you is liberating. You won't have to bear the burden of seeking universal approval. Live authentically, embracing both your strengths and flaws, and let others adjust to or reject you as they wish. As my grandfather used to say, you can't be the coffee everyone likes. Try that and you'll end up as lukewarm water. Expectations often lead to disappointment. Ever wondered why dealing with people feels so challenging? It might seem like everyone around you is conspiring to frustrate you, but the real issue is your own expectations. Stoic philosophy teaches us that unrealistic expectations are the root of many disappointments. Imagine being excited for a party you expect to be the highlight of the year, only to arrive and find a dull room, outdated music, and a mediocre buffet. It's a letdown that mirrors how high expectations can set us up for disappointment. Here's a hard truth. People rarely adhere to the script we've written for them. We often expect our friends to be perpetually understanding, our colleagues to always perform competently, and the world to conform to our standards. However, reality is far more unpredictable and messy. The Stoics grasp this concept well. They believe that our distress doesn't stem from events themselves, but from our expectations about those events. The first step in managing disappointment is to adjust your expectations. Instead of expecting flawless outcomes, accept that life is inherently chaotic, and people won't always act as you wish. If a party turns out to be underwhelming, you might as well find humor in the situation, rather than letting it ruin your mood. Another approach is to focus on what you can control, your own reactions. If a friend doesn't invite you to an event, try to understand that they have their own life with its own issues and priorities. By keeping your expectations realistic and being open to surprises, you can navigate life's unpredictability with greater ease. People are as unpredictable as a soap opera. If you stop expecting them to fit a perfect script, you'll likely find it easier to appreciate the show. Finally, use the mirror technique. Reflect on whether you are imposing unrealistic standards on others. Everyone has their own set of flaws and strengths, and you're not the ultimate judge of their behavior. Embracing this can make you more tolerant and relieve you from the burden of your own unrealistic expectation. Life is like a theater where most actors don't follow the script you've written. Letting go of these expectations and accepting reality as it is will save you a great deal of suffering and disappointment. Stoic philosophy provides a time-tested solution. Accept what you cannot change and focus on what you can control. As Jung wisely noted, Expectations are fertile ground for disappointment. By cultivating acceptance, you can nurture inner peace. Now, consider this. Comfort can be the enemy of progress. We live in an era where comfort often reigns supreme and routine becomes a religion. You might have heard the saying that comfort hinders progress and dismissed it as a cliché. Comfort can often be more of a hindrance than a help. While it might seem appealing, clinging to comfort zones is like sitting on a couch with a remote control while a race is happening around you. Absurd, right? But that's precisely what happens when we embrace habits, thoughts, and attitudes that keep us stagnant. Yes, it's tempting to stay in our comfort zones, but what progress are we truly making? Just like physical training demands effort, discomfort, and sometimes even pain, personal growth requires stepping out of our comfort zones. Most people prefer the safety and predictability of their comfort zone. But to move forward, you need to accept that not everyone will be the cheerleader or support system you desire. Instead of relying on others to push you forward, you need to become your own motivator. This might be uncomfortable, but it's crucial. Stoic philosophy teaches us to accept what we cannot change and focus on what we can control. If you expect the world to adjust to your comfort, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Embrace discomfort as a sign of growth. If something bothers you, it's often a sign that you're stepping out of your comfort zone and making progress. So how do you start breaking free from the constraints of comfort? Here are a few strategies. 1. Set small challenges. Begin by taking minor steps outside your routine. You don't have to run a marathon right away. Start by taking a different route to work or trying a new hobby. 2. Surround yourself with challengers. Seek out people who push you to be better. You don't need a large group, just a few individuals who encourage you to grow. 3. Practice detachment from outcomes. Rather than fixating on immediate results, focus on the process and enjoy the journey. This shift in perspective can help you manage expectations and stay motivated. In summary, accepting discomfort is essentially embracing the possibility of growth. It might not be the most comfortable route, but it's the only one leading to meaningful progress. If you stay clinging to comfort, you'll remain static while the world continues to evolve. So get up, shake off the dust, and confront those uncomfortable truths. Progress isn't about avoiding pain. It's about leveraging it for improvement. You've reached the halfway point of this video, and I commend you for your commitment to self-improvement. If you found this content valuable, please like, subscribe, and comment. Let YouTube know this type of content is beneficial to you. Feel free to write "Silence is power" in the comments to show that you've completed this session and to reinforce your journey toward a Stoic mindset. Mindset. The world owes you nothing. Earn your place. Ever felt like the world owes you something? Maybe it's when the coffee spills, traffic turns into a nightmare, or life doesn't go as planned. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that life should be smooth and pleasant, free of obstacle. But here's the harsh reality. The world doesn't owe you anything, absolutely nothing. If you've ever thought that the universe is poised to grant you favors, it's time for a reality check. Instead of waiting for things to be handed to you, it's crucial to focus on how you can earn them. Stoic philosophy teaches us that rather than expecting life to treat us differently, we should concentrate on improving our own attitude and action. Picture this. You're waiting in line for concert tickets. Someone cuts in front of you, and your instinct is to get upset, feeling that the world is unfair. It's a natural response, but it doesn't change the fact that the person is still ahead of you. Here's where the Stoic approach comes in. Instead of expending energy on frustration, use that time to prepare yourself or find another solution. Sometimes the real victory lies in how you handle adversity, not in avoiding it. This doesn't mean resigning yourself to endless suffering. Key takeaway is that your success is less about external circumstances and more about how you choose to face them. If you're always waiting for others to propel you forward, you'll be stuck in a never-ending waiting room. Take control of your own destiny. Your attitude, effort, and perseverance are the tools you use to build the life you want. An effective way to implement this mindset is through continuous self-evaluation. Ask yourself, what can I do to improve my situation? If you're unhappy in your job, rather than complaining, think about acquiring new skills or shifting your focus. If you feel stagnant in your relationships, consider if you're doing your best or if there's room for improvement. This focus on self-improvement not only propels you forward, but also gives you a sense of control, freeing you from the frustration of expecting something from a world that doesn't owe you anything. The world doesn't owe you anything, but you owe it to yourself to earn what you desire. Life is more akin to a gym than a gift shop. Don't get results without putting in the work. Stop waiting for favors and start working for what you want. The real lesson is that satisfaction and success are built through effort, not handed out. As the saying goes, life will give you what you work for, not what you expect to receive. Honesty isn't always the best policy. In the realm of personal and professional interactions, honesty is often upheld as a virtue. Yet there are times when brutal honesty might not be the most effective or kindest approach. Honesty isn't always the best policy. Ever been in a conversation where someone starts with, "I'm going to be completely honest with you"? You brace yourself, expecting a blunt dose of reality that might as well come with a helmet. While honesty is a highly valued trait, it can sometimes be a double-edged sword. The saying, "honesty is the best policy," doesn't always mean that everyone will appreciate or benefit from your bluntness. Imagine the impact of a hammer smashing a glass. It's abrupt and shattering. This is similar to the effect of delivering a harsh truth people may not be ready to handle. It's not always easy to receive such raw sincerity without some emotional bruising. Honesty, when served too raw, can disrupt rather than aid communication. Think of it like cooking a delicate dish. Too much of a strong spice can ruin the flavor. For example, if a chronically late coworker asks about their punctuality and you respond with something like, "You're like a broken clock, always late," you might be speaking the truth, but it's a surefire way to create animosity. Stoic philosophy, which emphasizes accepting what we can't change and approaching situations with calm, offers guidance here. It's not just about being truthful, but about delivering that truth with tact and empathy. This approach involves sweetening the truth, not by sugarcoating, but by presenting it in a way that's constructive and considerate. Instead of saying, "Your presentation was a disaster," you could say, "There are a few areas for improvement, and I have some suggestions that might help." Another technique is the gradual approach. People often need time to process difficult truths, so it's not about lying, but about easing them into reality. Gently guiding someone towards the truth rather than thrusting it at them can lead to better outcome. Effective communication often requires balancing honesty with empathy. Remember, truth can be both a gift and a burden, depending on how you deliver it. Before you launch into brutal honesty, pause and consider, am I truly helping with my sincerity, or am I just expressing frustration? Stoic philosophy teaches that communication should be reflective and compassionate. As Gandhi said, truth doesn't need to be spoken with violence. It can be delivered with grace and still be powerful. Failure is the path to success. Ever wondered why some people view failure as a stepping stone to success, while others see it as a form of punishment? Let's explore this with a touch of realism and practical insight. Failure is the path to success. Imagine playing chess but deciding to make up your own rules as you go. That's what it feels like when you face failure. Most people perceive failure as an absolute defeat, where the hero fails to save the day. However, in reality, failure is more like an alternate script that, if handled correctly, can lead to the happy ending you desire. First, grasp this harsh reality. People often overlook the effort behind success. The glamorous narrative of success conveniently skips over the countless hours of hard work, sleepless nights, and numerous failures that precede it. Everyone wants a magic formula for success, without trudging through the desert of failure first. How convenient. Stoic philosophy teaches us to accept that things don't always go as planned, and that suffering is part of the journey. The Stoics viewed failure not as a blockade, but as an opportunity to learn and grow. It's like stumbling and being handed a map with new paths to explore. So how do you incorporate this into your daily life? Imagine you're learning to play the guitar. Every mistake and off note isn't a reason to quit, a step toward mastery. Each failure is akin to a rung on a ladder, seemingly endless, yet leading you to greater heights. Here's how to tackle failure more effectively. 1. Analyze and learn. When you encounter failure, instead of lamenting, "Why me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" Conduct an honest analysis to pinpoint areas for improvement. If you falter during a presentation, don't dwell on it. Instead, assess how you can enhance your delivery or public speaking skills. Understanding your mistakes helps you avoid repeating them. 2. Shift your perspective. View failure not as an enemy, but as an ally on your path to success. This shift in perspective turns setbacks into valuable lessons. If you see failure as a friend guiding you towards success, every misstep becomes a learning opportunity rather than a disaster. 3. Embrace growth. Failure isn't the end of the world. It's the beginning of new opportunity. Adopting a Stoic mindset allows you to learn from your mistakes instead of being overwhelmed by them. Remember, as Einstein wisely said, success is not the absence of failure, but the ability to rise after each fall. Your dreams may not align with your life. Ever wake up feeling like your dreams and reality are from different dimensions? Those dreams you hold dear, like hidden treasures in the attic of your hopes, seem to be in a world of their own, while reality is hosting a party you weren't invited to. Don't worry, you're not alone. It's quite common for our dreams and reality to be out of sync. Let's explore this uncomfortable truth with a hint of sarcasm, because sometimes laughter is the best way to navigate life's discrepancy. Ironies of expectations. Let's delve into the gap between your dreams and reality. Picture your dreams as a lavish, mouth-watering burger loaded with all the trimmings, cheese, bacon, that special sauce that promises ultimate happiness. Now, imagine your real life as a plate of steamed broccoli, about as thrilling as a quiet Sunday afternoon at home. It's a harsh contrast, isn't it? Reality often seems to turn grand dreams into mere longings, like trying to mix water with oil. The truth is, you're frequently surrounded by people who sell you the illusion of having it all. Like a supermarket promotion, buy this course and get 2 free coaching sessions. They promise that success is just around the corner, but that's often just a mirage. This is where Stoic philosophy offers valuable insight. The Stoics understood that accepting reality without illusions or excuses is the first step toward genuine inner peace. They didn't dwell in a fantasy world. They knew life has a cruel way of derailing plans. Instead of cursing fate, they adapted and moved forward, focusing on practical steps rather than grandiose dreams. To bridge the gap between your dreams and reality, adopt a pragmatic approach. Instead of aiming for unattainable goals, start with smaller, achievable ones. If your dream is to conquer Everest, begin with a local hill. While steamed broccoli may not be the feast you envisioned, with time and a bit of creativity, you might find ways to make it more enjoyable. Key is to adjust your expectations without losing sight of your ultimate goal. Also, take time to understand yourself better. Reflect on what truly matters to you and your priorities. You might find that the journey to your dreams is more about taking small, meaningful steps rather than a single triumphant leap. Embrace the moments when things don't go as planned. These moments teach and shape you. In conclusion, your dreams might not perfectly align with your current reality, and that's perfectly okay. Life is full of unexpected twists, and learning to navigate them with a smile is an art in itself. Instead of comparing your broccoli to your dream burger, learn to savor each moment along the way. You may not become the hero of your dreams, but you can become an incredible version of yourself. As Marion aptly puts it, dreams are the fuel, but it's the acceptance of reality that ignites the engine. Stop comparing yourself to others. How much time do you spend comparing yourself to others? It often feels like life is a giant popularity contest where everyone is trying to outdo each other. But how often do you truly come out on top in this contest? Stop comparing yourself to others. Comparing yourself to others is like signing up for an extreme sport that leaves you feeling drained rather than exhilarated. Imagine your life as a race where everyone wears different shoes. While you're admiring a competitor's flashy sneakers, they're focused on their own journey, facing their unique challenges, and chasing their personal goals. Take a moment to think about this. You might look at a colleague who seems to have it all: promotion, perfect family, fit body, and wonder if they've got it all figured out. But could they be looking at you and envying something you have? Perhaps they admire how easily you connect with people, while you're fixated on their achievement. The reality is that we rarely see the full picture of others' lives, only see the highlight. Stoic philosophy offers a valuable perspective here. The Stoics believed in focusing on what's within our control and accepting what isn't. Instead of exhausting yourself by comparing your life to others, concentrate on improving your own journey. Your worth isn't tied to what others have or do, but to how you navigate your own path. Here are some practical steps to stop comparing and start living better. 1. Recognize your own strengths and weaknesses. Instead of trying to excel at everything, focus on improving in areas that genuinely matter to you. The real competition is with yourself, not with others. Ask yourself, what can I do today to be a better version of myself? Do limit your social media time. Social media often showcases only the most polished moments of others' lives, which can skew your perception and breed dissatisfaction. If you use these platforms, do so with a critical mindset, recognizing that what you see is just a fraction of the whole story. 3. Practice gratitude. Spend a few minutes each day acknowledging what you have and what you've achieved. Celebrate your victories, big or small. This doesn't mean you should ignore your aspirations, but rather recognize that you've already come a long way. 4. Embrace your uniqueness. True freedom and fulfillment come when you accept your own path and stop torturing yourself with comparisons. Each person's journey is unique, and embracing this can lead to greater peace and satisfaction. The next time you find yourself tempted to measure your life against others, pause and remember that in this race, only you can truly judge your own happiness. As Oscar Wilde wisely said, it doesn't matter how fast you run to catch up with others. You'll always be in the wrong place if you don't love yourself first. If any part of this message resonated with you, please leave a like and comment to help others who might need it. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future videos, and check out our previous uploads for more insight. Have a great day.